Yo, 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 what's good? So, carb up day 2. Yesterday's carb load went really well. We had 800 gram of carbs shuttled in quite a short stint of time. Woken up today, sent checking shots over to Joe, of course, got his feedback. We're about, we're over halfway full here now. So, today is just a game of moderating the carbs going in. Minimal fats, like trace fats only. Baseline protein intake, baseline veggie intake. And then carbs moderated throughout the day. So for the first plan, we've got meal 1 and meal 2 as 40 grams of protein, 150 gram of carb each, 5 units of Nova Rapid with both of those meals, followed by 5 to 10 minute little bit brief walks to get digestion mobilizing things a little bit easier, and then a few rounds of mandatories once my kind of digestion settled, just to start driving that glucose intensive activity, just a very minor amount, start replenishing glycogen stores and get things moving where they need to go. Don't get me wrong, I was hoping I was going to wake up today flatter and even more depleted and be like, oh shit, I need a massive like 1200 gram carb load. But hey, look, that means that we've got work to do. Most of the work is done now, which is a good thing in my eyes. So we're probably about halfway loaded. So after the first 2 meals are in, about half hour pre the third meal, I'm going to be checking in with Joe again, sending through shots, and then wait to hear his go on carb intake for that third meal, and then the next 2, 3 and 4, and then we'll check in again prior to the last meal pre-bed, just to make sure that we do 100% spill. So today is a little bit less aggressive, more chilled, more spaced out across the day. And yeah, goal for today, no training, no expenditure. I'm not even allowed to do steps bar the digestion aid post eating. So it's a pretty shit day for me because I don't like being bored. I don't like sitting around. Steps is the one thing that I like to do just to keep me passing by the time. But anyway, nice busy morning. We've got the Friday check-in crew coming in from Oz to get done now. 1 consult call in and around HRT for females. And then it is chill for the day. So how I'm gonna break up this day. I'm gonna get all my work ticked off now before I eat, get all the important stuff done and out of the way, and then when the food starts going in, I'll then literally just have nothing to do all day, bar read through some studies, watch a couple of films, play some Pokemon on the old ROM hacks. Look, just a caveat, a little side note for those of you that are, like Pokemon or whatever. Like, this is not something that I class as like a hobby, I guess. But whenever I go into a fat loss phase, I get really nostalgic and I start getting like the old Game Boy Color out. This is just a fantastic hack for this. So I've got an old laptop. You can get like GBA emulators, or you can download fan-made games of Pokemon from older versions that people that are good with computers have just manipulated to be sick. Like, it's insane what they've done. Credit to the artwork, the program. It is nuts. It's really cool to play, and for someone who can appreciate the work that goes into that sort of stuff, from my younger years being a little nerd, it really is cool. And it passes the time as well. I think something that I've spoken about this before on a story, I think before on Instagram, like, I think the thing that appeals to me so much about it, it's not because it's a game of little creatures. It's the fact that you've got to level up and progressively keep like getting better, and I think it kind of pays into like the psychology behind a bodybuilder. I think I've spoken to loads of people within the bodybuilding industry that popped up to my stories about the Pokemon game and been like, "Bro, that's sick! I play that all the time." Like, it seems to be quite like I think the mental attributes that make that sort of game appealing also make bodybuilding appealing. Like progressively trying to get better, get stronger, beat everyone, and but yeah. Just a little wander there, a little tangent about Pokemon. But anyway, back to bodybuilding. Other than the Nova Rapid going in with meal 1 and 2, no change to PEDs outside of that. We are using Mediform for this for this prep. We have been using Mediform. So about 3-4 weeks ago, I started loading 2 mil of Mediform into the VL outer sweep of the quad and the long head of the bicep. So Mediform, site enhancement technically is, it is a site enhancement, but the way that it works is not the same as your typical oil-based solutions. So Mediform is a water-based solution, and the way that it works is instead of giving a false sense of space, so creating a void in space of oil to sit inside the muscle and look like muscle, Mediform saturates the muscle fibers and causes fluid to be pulled inside the muscle. So it just drives fluid into a specific space. So it's not changing the shape of your muscle. It's not giving you more muscle size or actual matter, but it's causing that hyperfluid state inside specific space. So instead, I don't see it as technically like traditional site enhancement. we're now thinking about the same way that you pull fluid and manipulate fluid in diuresis to dry off, to fill up, to drive those processes. It's just a separate manipulation of that, except you're giving yourself something to drive in a process in a more acute space, so like a certain muscle group. But anyway, the second to last Mediform went in yesterday, so 2 mil out sweep quad, 2 mil out long head of the bicep, both sides. And then the last one will go in Friday, pre-base tan before registration. Plan for this weekend is I'm heading up to Joe's Saturday afternoon. Gonna chill there, get tan and everything done there, go register in Leicester, chill at Joe's tonight, stay there and head up in the morning. So it's gonna be exciting. I love going to spending time with Joe and Jazz. They're fantastic. They are family. So it's nice having that relationship with a coach to be able to do that, first and foremost. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Let's get it. Carb up day 2, the final one.
From the simple answer.
One girl tried setting me up, I think I'm too nice, so I rejected. Got down the Insta bad man in real life, I was following before I got requested. Try call man an ejected, but they still wanna know who this idiot is. They hate the police for like 10 plus years, then this week turn into detectives. I can't respect it, gang being hectic. They'll shank him, twist it, lift him, then they got ejected. Tell a man go again, so it's effective. I don't care who your president is, put O's in your bum like you're re-elected. Then girl won't get me erected in the back of a front like she be.
What is good, guys? So halfway through the day, we've had 2 meals so far, consisting of 40 protein and 150 carb. Just checked in with Joe, just sent him over some shots about half hour pre my next meal time. Joe's come back very, very happy. We're starting to get a bit grainy on the skin now, just a few areas starting to really tighten up and fill up that intracellular space quite nicely. But we've still got quite a lot of movement as well in the look. So Joe's quite happy for another repeat of that first 2 procedures. So another 2 meals of 40 protein and 150 carb coming up. But first, a little appetite sensitizing.
I ain't on Albany Road no more. Every time I go past, I'm paro. Still in the States, Colorado.
What is good, guys? So to wrap up the final day of carb loading, just sent check-in shots over to Joe, feeling very full on the lower belly, but looking much sharper, fuller in the muscle, a little bit crispier across the skin now as well, like through the delts and stuff, which is quite nice to see. But anyway, final meal of the day, 40 grams of protein and 100 grams of carbohydrates, coming from a couple of sweets that I had left over just to use up some of the carbs in the cupboard. We got a couple of slices of toast, some fruit for some fructose coming in from some blueberries and strawberries, and then a whey shake alongside that with some jam obviously on the toast. But yeah, that's the final meal of the carb up. That is me finished for the day, feeling very full, very content, very happy man, ready for the weekend now. I'm assuming plan for tomorrow will be something along the lines of protein and veggies most of the day, trace carb, trace fats coming from that intake alone, just to kind of start the drying off process. So that's going to be a shock to the system, but again, we'll check in the morning, see what I go on for the day, let everyone know what Joe has in store for me. And yeah, fun day. So tomorrow we got registration, pre-show registration at 7 o'clock. So plan for tomorrow is head up to Joe's about 3-4, base tan, then go do registration, come back to Joe's, stay the night, wake up in the morning, have him look at me eye to eye in the last few hours, and run through, just go with him for the day and have some fun. We're finally there. But anyway, guys, until the morning, good night.